Good is good, good. It's your boy Sai back here with another video, and in this video today, guys, we're gonna be talking about the content that is coming to NBA 2K23 MyTEAM tomorrow, and it happens to do with the legendary path Dirk Nowitzki that is indeed coming. Now, here's the deal with Dirk, guys. I mean, his release, I've always said it's on the slower end, but I'm shooting with it right now, and it is so easy to time, easy to green. And Dirk is gonna have some height with him. Normally he is 7'1" as well, so I mean, he's the headliner. Obviously you're gonna have to lock in the set for him. Who else coming with him? Jason Kidd at the point guard position, who's gonna be an incredible defensive player. Danny Granger at the small forward position, who, I mean, again, I don't know the release of Danny Granger as it stands right now, but I'm hoping it's at least okay. And even when I'm shooting with Jason Kidd right now, his release honestly is the best it's been in multiple years. So, I mean, I feel like this year, because of the new pro play thing, there are a lot new releases, or not new releases, but like players have different releases than they did in previous times. So that's just something, again, to look at. Hey, I'm gonna go shoot around with all the guys here, but from what I'm seeing from Dirk, guys, 7'1", he has a decent release. It is, again, on the slower end, but you are gonna be able to green everything with it. Problem with Dirk is probably going to be his release speed. I mean, that's really what's gonna come down to. Dirk is probably not going to be super quick in my team, and again, I think that is going to be the biggest deal with him. Now, for Danny Granger, he has that AK. If you guys remember Jump Shot 29, it's, you know, Zion Williamson had it one year, the glitched Zion. It's the release that AK had early on last year as well. To me, it feels slow. And again, that's just my initial opinion on Danny Granger. But the jump shot is just a little bit slow. Especially, like, for me, I'm using Matt Barnes, some other guys right now. And for me, Danny Granger, that's the issue, right? He's going to be 6'9" at the small forward position. Has a lot of positives going for him. But again, if his release is on the slower side of things, why use him over any of the cards we got today? And if you need a flashback of the cards we did indeed get today, well, here you guys go, okay? These are the cards we did get today, and I'm even talking about the Cam Whitmore, right? I think Cam Whitmore's release is better than Danny Granger's release. Now, that is going to be an opinionated thing, an opinionated answer. About the same speed, I just feel like, you know, maybe Cam Whitmore is a little bit smoother. But again, if Cam Whitmore is going to play this great a defense, why in the world are we spending empty on Danny Granger, right? I just don't necessarily think he is worth it. Honestly, as I have not tried out Brandon Jennings yet right now, but as I'm looking at these 4 cards, I believe Jason Kidd's going to be the best of them. And again, you guys might disagree with me on that, but that's my initial opinion on things. Again, I think Jason Kidd, with what he's going to provide from just, you know, in general, I think he is going to be the highlight of tomorrow. Now, Brandon Jennings, I don't have him, and the Bucks don't have him in their roster, so I won't actually be able to use him. But I feel like Brandon Jennings, depends on his movement, could be decent in my team. Again, it just comes down to what does Brandon Jennings' movement ultimately look like, and is that going to be enough for him to play? To be honest with you guys, this drop we are getting tomorrow doesn't really excite me a whole lot. Now, I'm not trying to sit here and say it's horrible. I'm not trying to sit here and say you guys can't like it. But for me, I'm just not the biggest fan of it. I mean, Dirk, to me, yeah, he's a stretch big, but he's really slow, and he just doesn't fit what I'm personally going to want to do on the court, especially when it comes to locking in a set. Danny Granger, I mean, he's going to be really solid, but I feel like at the small forward position right now, we've got a lot of guys that are already really solid. I mean, you can even convince me that Keegan Murray, who we got today, can play just as good as Danny Granger, and I'm probably going to agree with you guys on that. So again, from my side of things, when I look at this, I'm needing guys that really are game changers if I'm going to ultimately pick them up for my specific squad. And the only guy I think of that could be that is Jason Kidd, because Jason Kidd's going to be able to shoot the ball decently, and he's going to be a great defensive point guard. For me, the guy Jason Kidd really reminds me of, and you guys might disagree with me on this, but he really reminds me of the point guard that we got in the promo pack. So if you pre-ordered the $160 version, you got Joe Dumars, who I absolutely love, and I'm thinking Jason Kidd might be a shadow of this. I think Joe Dumars is obviously better, but I do think Jason Kidd could be the slightly worse version of that. Now, obviously, when you look at free agent Kidd, you can see Steph dribble style. Jason Kidd based on quick, again, is not bad. So again, just from what I've seen in general, I think Jason Kidd could possibly be our best card that we do get tomorrow, which is crazy because normally Jason Kidd literally is garbage. Like, normally I make these videos and I'm like, okay, Jason Kidd is just another garbage Jason Kidd that we get year after year. But this Jason Kidd is not garbage. This Jason Kidd can absolutely play for you guys. And yeah, I gotta kind of let that be known that Jason Kidd is going to be a solid. So again, I'm not necessarily that high on any of these guys. Granger's a guy in past my teams I probably would have been pretty high on, but as far as this year, again, I just think there are other cards that can just do a little bit more for you on the court. And one of those cards to me is Jason Kidd. Now, Jason Kidd's release is still not quick. Okay, it is still on the slower side of things, I would say, but it's definitely usable for early stage of my team. I mean, I'm not trying to sit here and, you know, slander it. It's definitely usable, but it's just not necessarily the best in my team. So I'm not necessarily excited. Again, there's gonna be more cards with this drop that do come in the agendas. Maybe Brandon Jennings will be an agenda card, but there probably will be more that does obviously come in the agendas. And just a reminder, if you do lock in Dirk, that is your next lock in towards Shaq. So far we have D-Book, so far we have Dame, the next one being Dirk. Again, I'm not necessarily the highest on this set, so if you are to lock it in, the reason I would lock it in is for the Shaquille O'Neal. Devin Booker is way better than this Dirk card, okay? So again, I'm not trying to sit here and slander Dirk, but I'm just saying if you want to ultimately spend your MT on one of these cards, Devin Booker is way light years ahead of what this Dirk will provide. So, I mean, maybe 2K will surprise us tomorrow. Maybe Dirk will have, like, I don't know, 70 speed or I don't know, 60 speed, I don't know. But I really do like the pacing at which my team has paced the cards thus far. And so I'm hoping they continue to do that instead of dropping, you know, crazy good cards this early on, because the slower the pacing goes, the more fun we will have at the end of the year. As always, guys, I've said it consistently, man. You can be no money spent and have a great squad. Don't feel like you need any of these guys. We'll see which ones of them do come in the agendas tomorrow that you guys can add to your team. But as I'm sitting here right now, Jason Kidd's the guy I'm probably most excited about. But again, the problem is rubies are really expensive in my team, and there are no signs of them going down in price. So that's kind of the downside. The upside is, well, maybe we'll get some good budget ballers, because if we look at the recent drops, we've got some really good budget guys. You know, Nick Anderson, Matt Barnes, great budget option. Del Curry, even really solid for budget guys. So this is really what I'm excited about tomorrow. What do these level of players look like? Because those are the guys that most likely are going to be added to my squad. Because for me, a guy like Matt Barnes is going to be better than Danny Granger. I almost guarantee it. He's got a quicker release, quicker jump shot, and he's chicken man in my team, especially again compared to Danny Granger. That's going to wrap it up for my preview of these cards coming tomorrow, guys. Let me know your thoughts on them down below in the comments. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and as always, man, I love you guys, and have a blessed day.